Hello everybody, welcome back to Flip City with Mr. Chris.
Hi, Mr. Chris.
That's right, I'm Mr. Chris. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and I sell thrifted items online to make a profit. I make these videos to just share some information about what works for me, some tips and tricks and all that type of stuff. Before we get started though, if you could make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff to help continue to grow the channel and the community. We're almost at 600 subscribers, so I really appreciate the support. So in this video, I'm going to go over 3 new BOLOs that I found that you're not going to want to miss. 2 items that are going to sell for $50 or more. One of them might even get close to $100. And 1 new listing strategy that I'm going to try out that I haven't tried before to see if it works. So let's jump right in. So as you know, if you've watched these videos before, I mainly focus on men's clothes. So most of the items I have here are going to be men's clothes, but I don't only sell men's clothes. I've been trying to learn a little bit more about women's items. So if you have any good women's brands or any good tips or tricks for me, post it in the comment section below and let me know. Also, I really love to know, what platform do you prefer selling on? eBay, Poshmark, Depop? It's very interesting to me to see where people are having the most success because I'm only on eBay. So let me show you some of the good items that I got over the past couple weeks. This first item is a pretty unique item. I don't usually pick this type of stuff up, and I definitely don't pick up the brand. And just to remind you of the 4 keys that I use when I'm looking for items so I can decide what should I pick up and what should I sell. The 4 keys I use are brand, pattern, material, and size. I'm looking for a good brand with a crazy pattern or a really unique pattern, really unique material, and good sizes that will sell to more people. So the first item up today is going to be this Gap boot fit leather pair of jeans, black leather jeans. Very unique, not something I normally pick up. I definitely don't usually pick up Gap brand stuff, but I couldn't pass up on these. They were $5 at Salvation Army. Also a reminder, I mostly shop at Goodwill Bins once a week and half off at Salvation Army. Although I did hit up a couple other thrift stores recently when I dropped my son off at college, but those are usually the 2 places I go. So this Gap bootcut leather pair of jeans should definitely give me at least $65, possibly more. So that's a great start. We're already off to a good start. So as you know, I'm here in Florida and I come across a lot of Disney stuff. I don't usually pick up Disney stuff, but I saw this at the bins. It's a very lightweight. It's a Mickey Mouse poncho. And if you can see here, it has the ears on the hood. Didn't think much of it. A lot of people passed it up, but I figured why not just look it up for sold comps. It's summertime. I know a lot of people are making their trips out here to Orlando for Disney and everything like that for the big family vacations. And lo and behold, this poncho sells for $40. And since I got it at the bins, I probably paid like 50 cents. So that is a crazy start. We're already off to over $100. So I really like to focus on outdoor brands, men's basic brands, kind of like what I'm wearing right now, Lululemon, Cuts, Viore, that type of stuff. And this is a great outdoor brand that I'm sure you've heard of, right? If you resell, you've definitely heard of Cool. So I picked this shirt up. It's a snap. It's kind of like almost like a work material, like a Dickies material. Just a basic black snap button-up shirt. This shirt's going to give me about $25. Pretty solid. Cool, sells great. So definitely pick it up. All right, so here's one of my first BOLOs. You might have heard of this brand. I'm not really familiar with very many Western brands, but I am familiar with looking up every brand that I don't know about, especially if it has like good material. Like I always say, Google Lens is your friend, sold comps are your friends. And so I took a look at this shirt. It is a pearl snap, which used to do really well, but they don't do that well anymore, I thought. But then when I found this brand, Schaefer Outfitters, and it's a double XL, it's got a great pattern, pearl snap. This shirt should sell for $40. Some of this brand's shirts sell for closer to $60 or $65. I'm guessing it's just the 4 keys, right? Material, the pattern, and the size is really going to give you the differentiator of how much money you're going to make. But not a bad deal. $40 for just a basic, $40 for a basic striped Western wear shirt. So keep an eye out for Schaefer Outfitters. I know I'm definitely going to. Okay, here's a brand that I used to pass up all the time, but recently I've been kind of exploring and see if I can make some money off of this brand. And you'll see a little bit later on, I have another item in here from this brand. This is Brooks Brothers, right? Somewhat of a generic brand, kind of like a mall brand. We have it at the outlets out here. But this one was Brooks Brothers Red Fleece, which I think is kind of an odd name since it's just a basic, it's just a polo shirt, right? What caught my attention though was the all over print. All over print on everything seems to do really well. Polo shirts for the summertime seem to do pretty well. This is going to give me about $18 or $20, basically bread and butter. But I'm just trying to add to my collection of brands that I sell because I don't want to pass up profitable items. Okay, here's a little bit of a flashback brand for me, a little Y2K for you. Diesel, right? Really popular with the jeans that they sell. This is kind of like a lightweight sweater knit polo shirt. You can see it's very long right here. I think the style of this shirt is called the K Cortez. This polo shirt has a great pattern going on, good color, good size. I should be able to get about $25 for that. I've never sold diesel polo shirts. I've always sold the jeans, and I think I actually sold one pair of shoes one time. Okay, here's a brand that most people are probably familiar with, right? Cricut. They sell menswear, basic stuff. I think they're based out of Austin, Texas, maybe. This is just a good size XL. It's kind of like, it's called Sage. It almost looks gray, but it's a very light green. Nothing crazy, nothing special. $18 to $20, bread and butter items. They all add up. Okay, this right here is probably one of the better BOLOs I've ran into in a long time. I never heard of this brand. I have a tendency to just look up anything because I always want to make sure I'm finding all the brands that I could be making money off of. And as I've learned over the past like 5 years of reselling, you never run out of new brands. There's always a brand you haven't heard of or you haven't found or that will surprise you with how much money you can make. So this one is called Quaker Marine Supply, right? It's a little bit of a preppy look. It's a polo shirt. It's striped. It almost has like a texture. Here you go. You see their logo has a little anchor on there. Doesn't seem like anything out of the ordinary, but I looked it up anyway because of the quality. $30 or more. And some of the items from this brand go for $40, $50. All the resale is great, 100% sell through. So definitely a new BOLO for me and hopefully for you, Quaker Marine Supply. Keep an eye out. Great stuff. Paid $3 at Salvation Army. Should get $30, $35. Love it when that happens. All right, here's an item I picked up at a thrift store near where I dropped my son off at college. Down in Fort Myers, there was a lot of golf stuff everywhere and a ton of thrift stores. So I picked up this pretty standard, the Masters. If you're a golf fan or you love golf, you know about this. This is Masters Performance though, so instead of cotton, it's kind of like a dry fit material. Not the best size, but they are a little bit oversized. Good color. In the spring, should get about $25 for this shirt. Obviously, around the time of the Masters, those will sell a lot quicker. So sticking with the golf theme, this is a brand that I still enjoy selling. Another brand that the prices have come down a little bit, but there's still going to be a great sale. This is Grayson. This one doesn't have the wolf on the back. Here you go. Here's another one. Grayson has this wolf logo. They're kind of like dry fit material, golf / preppy menswear. You can see this has a bit of a geometric pattern and an alternating color of the collar there, a little button down collar. It's a really nice shirt. This is a large. These Grayson polos, especially if you have a geometric pattern and a great size, remember the 4 keys, brand, Grayson, pattern, this crazy geometric pattern, material, perfect for golf in the spring, right? Dry fit and size, large or extra large, always good. Even a double extra large is gonna be even better. This is gonna give me about $30. And like I just showed you, I have 2 of them, right? This one does have embroidery, Great River Golf Club. Some golf club embroidery is really going to add to the value, especially if it's a prestigious golf club. I'm not super familiar with golf, so if you know of any of the top golf clubs that you should be looking out for, put a little comment below, let me know. But other than that, here's a couple. Keep your eye out for Grayson. Still a good seller. Definitely if you could get it for like $6 or less, you're going to make a good profit. $30 for both of those. Easy sales, especially this time of year, right? Other than the 4 keys, one other important item is timing, right? It's summertime, so I'm probably not going to be selling too many sweaters or jackets. So right now I've really been focusing on finding golf brands, menswear, lightweight, dry fit material, types of things like that. Here's a brand I saw a long time ago at a store, and I thought if I ever see that brand, I'm definitely going to resell it because the retail prices are pretty high. It's a preppy brand called Southern Marsh. I think it's more of an older men's brand. Really nice material again, pretty much same material as that Grayson. You can see here they have some kind of like a duck embroidery. This is just an orange stripe polo, size large. Pretty solid sales price of $25. I'll put the sold comps like I always do up in the top. The good thing about this brand and these striped polo shirts, 100% sell through, right? So not only am I looking for a good average sales price, I'm looking for a really high sell through rate. I know there's a lot of debate out there. I watch other YouTubers. Some people, they don't worry about the sell through rate. They're just really focused on how often they could find an item, what they think they might be able to sell for it. I have a little bit of a different mindset because I'm trying to buy things as cheap as possible, get as much money as I can for them. But most importantly, I want to sell things quickly because I don't want to be storing a lot of items, and also I only do this part time. So I'm trying to get the most bang for my buck, if that makes sense. All right, I always get real excited when I find new brands, and this is a great brand to be on the lookout for. Another BOLO, right? Anyway, this is called Breezy. This right here is a men's extra large golf shirt. Has this all over print. It's dartboards and like golf flags for the hole. This shirt should get me $35 to $40, but just like one of the other brands I showed you, the better patterns, better sizes, even though this is a really good pattern size, you can get more than $40 for these, closer to $50 for some of them. I guess it just depends on how much the people like the pattern. But what a great deal, right? $35, $40 for a shirt I pay $5 or less for. That's a no-brainer. Again, I don't want to pay more than $5 or $6 per item. My average cost per item is probably closer to like $2 or $3, simply because I go to the Goodwill bins. I could buy a whole bag of stuff. Like, here's a bag of stuff I just picked up yesterday at the bins, right? Only went for like 2.5 hours, spent $18. I'll show you all this stuff next week, but that's why I do it. When you pay by weight, it's amazing what kind of deals you can get, and really helps your profit in the bottom line. Okay, you know, I know, everybody knows. I love Polo Ralph Lauren. I don't really wear it, but I just love the items. I love the patterns. I love some of the crazy styles that they have. And I love how popular they are and easy they are to sell. So here I found 2 of these Polo by Ralph Lauren. So if you see the Polo by Ralph Lauren, that's a little bit older, a little bit vintage. These are big pony, right? If you don't know, which I'm sure you do, but a big pony just means instead of the tiny little embroidered pony, you have this really large pony. When it's not one color, when it's multiple colors like this, it's called a flesh pony. And then here you have the patches on the side. Usually it's a number 3. I don't know that I've ever seen a number 4, to be honest. And there's a whole bunch of different lines that they have. But these shirts are easy sells, very basic, really easy to sell. Easy $25, right? Or you could even accept the deal and take $20, but $25 for 2 of these, it's a great deal. I picked them up at the same thrift store that I found that Masters Golf Polo for. I paid $5 for everything, so $15 total. I should turn it into $75 in sales, so about $65 in profit. Not a bad day, and I was there for like 5 minutes. So staying with Polo Ralph Lauren. So even though I just told you that selling sweaters and jackets is probably not the best time, when I do find these cable knit, which is that big chunky knit, and a quarter zip, I pick them up anyway because they sell really well. They sell really well. They're very popular, and you can get $30 for these. At the low end, maybe $25. At the high end, closer to $40. Depends on, again, the 4 keys. If you get a great color or unique color and a good size, you should have no problem selling these for $30. So keep an eye out for those. I think I skipped over one Ralph Lauren item. This is another line. Like I've always said, there's so many different lines of Polo Ralph Lauren. There's videos on YouTube that other people have made that are really informative and helpful to teach you all about all the different lines of polo. This is RLX, which is like their golf brand. This is an all over print polo shirt. It's a moisture wicking shirt. I'm not sure if you can see, it has like these lions and the dots. This is a great size. It's a large, kind of big, perfect for golf season. It should give me $30. One other thing that I usually mention, I haven't mentioned yet, is I try to stay around $25 average sales price so that I'm making good quality profit on the items I sell, especially since I'm a low volume seller. Okay, so in the intro, I told you about one new listing strategy that I'm going to try. Kind of learned this from my son. He sells on Depop, and bundling or lotting items together is really popular on that platform. I don't know if you sell on Depop or not. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if that's what you found to be true about bundling or lotting items. I don't sell on Depop because I think most of it is like vintage or younger stuff. It's not really the type of clothes that I pick up. But recently when I was at the bins, I found a group of 3 Brooks Brothers Oxford button downs in extra large, great condition. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna pick them up. It'll probably be about $3 total, and I'm gonna try to lot them together and see what I could find. And so I looked up the sold comps on eBay to see if anybody had done that and if they've had any luck. And sure enough, people are selling lots of these Brooks Brothers Oxford shirts, 3, 4, 5 at a time, for $50 or more. So this will be my first time lotting a group of 3 of them together. I think it'll also be easier because I don't have to list 3 individual items, and I should probably be able to get a little bit better money per item when they're all lotted together. I'm hoping for at least $45. Anything more is great. Like I said, I got it at the bins, all 3 of these. So I got this orange plaid one. I got this kind of like beige one. Also, you can see they have a great pattern. And like I said earlier, Brooks Brothers is a brand I'm trying to test out and see if I could sell more of, so I can have more items and more brands to sell and add to my list of add to my listings. Anyway, and this is the 3rd one, and you see this. They have an interesting logo. I don't really know. It's like, is that a pig or something with the? I really don't know. If anybody knows what that logo is, or maybe after this video, I'm gonna go look it up because I just don't know. So I'm hoping to sell the 3 of these Brooks Brothers Oxford button downs. Great colors, great patterns, good size of an extra large. I want to get $45. I'll keep you updated in my sold videos to let you know if that worked out for me or not. Okay, here's a basic brand that actually I really like for myself. I'm more into basic clothes and basic styles, good solid brands, you know. This is, and I'm not sure if you just pronounce it Task or if it's TASC. But anyway, they're made out of bamboo, so they're very lightweight and soft, good material. This is a hooded, lightweight, long sleeve t-shirt. I think it's good for the spring or summer. Maybe go to the beach, cooling off a little bit at night. You don't need a full hoodie, just something to cover up. This right here should get me $20 to $25. It's a solid brand, what you would call a bread and butter brand. I don't find this brand a lot. Sometimes I actually find this Task brand with like company logos, so I'm not really sure if that's what they focus on. But I like it. It's good stuff for $20. I picked this up at Salvation Army for $2. Here is, this is in one of my last YouTube Shorts videos, so if you want to see where I got it, check it out. Picked it up at a Goodwill down in Fort Myers. This is a brand new with tag, Lululemon men's ball cap is what it's called. And you can see here, obviously I'm in Florida. This is the Tampa Bay Lightning logo, which I don't think will hurt the value too much. I think I should still be able to get about $20 to $25, and I got it for $2. So easy sell. Any Lululemon new with tag, I'm definitely picking it up. All right, one more BOLO that I've never heard of that I think you should keep an eye out for. There's not a lot of them listed, but the sold comps are good, and I think it's going to be a brand in the future that you're going to want to keep an eye out for. So here, ROA. Not sure if you could see that. It's kind of like, it's an outdoor brand, but it's also kind of like a stylish brand. I don't really know how you would describe it, right? So it's kind of like if you want to wear outdoorsy stuff, but you want it to be more stylish than normal. These are like these mock slip-ons. I think they're called Lhanu, Lhanu. Kind of sounds like a survivor tribe to me. But anyway, I saw them. They caught my eye because at first I thought they were Nike ACG, right? I was with my son, and I picked them up, and I told him, hey, you ever heard of this brand? And my son is really into fashion and all this kind of newer stuff. So he said, that's a great brand, Dad. Pick them up. So I got them, $5. Took a look at the listings, sold comps, $80 to $100. And brand new, go look at their brand, ROA. Check it out online. Brand new, this stuff is very expensive. So it's a definite BOLO. Keep your eye out. I'm not sure how often you're going to find it. In 5 years of thrifting, this is the first time I found it. But I just wanted to let you know so you don't pass them up. Because in all honesty, they might not look that special, right? Maybe you're not into outdoor stuff, so you don't really get it. And maybe you don't do shoes. I'm always on the fence about shoes. Should I pick them up? Should I not? I don't love storing them or cleaning them, but these did not need to be cleaned. And I just couldn't pass up on the idea of turning $5 into $80 or $100. So ROA, guys, check it out. So that was 3 new BOLOs that I had for you guys. 2 items that should sell for $50 or more. This pair of ROA shoes and these Gap black leather pants. Right, and 1 new listing style of trying to lot together these Brooks Brothers men's dress shirts. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thanks for helping us get super close to 600 subscribers. I can't believe it, 600, it's crazy. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the stuff, interact with everybody in this community. I really want to grow and learn from each other. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.